morning. Play is dead. What? Are you waiting for a gotcha moment? One where I tell you about all the amazing benefits of play and how every single one of you should wake up every morning and simply just play? Well, you're not going to get it, because I agree. I look around and I see a worldwide pattern of play spaces that have been hollowed out, reduced, and repackaged into overmanaged, uninspiring, plastic environments. We have stripped play of its power, and I'm here to retake it, restore it, and elevate it back to what it truly is, the cornerstone of how we learn, grow, and thrive. From the moment we're born to around age of 7, we spend more time playing than doing almost anything else. And it's no coincidence that during this time, we do our deepest learning. It's through play we learn boundaries, how high we can safely climb a tree, how we can share your favorite toy with a friend. It's through play we master the skills that shape us for life. Critical thinking, navigating the world around us, and problem solving. Raise your hand if you've climbed a tree before. There's a lot. You didn't need to be told that climbing too high was dangerous. You found out for yourself as your heart sank when you looked down, careful not to fall. Calculated risk-taking. It wasn't taught in a classroom or a textbook, but somehow you knew what to do. Neuroscientists and ethologists, animal behavior scientists, agree and have taken brain scans showcasing that play isn't something we just pick up. It's something we're born with. It's in our natural biology. When we play, the prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain that controls decision-making, planning, impulse control, and emotional regulation, fires up alongside the hippocampus, the part of our brain that maintains our spatial awareness and stores our memories. In short, we retain a lot more when we learn through play. We're basically born with the cheat codes of learning. Animals play too. If it weren't for the barricades here, there will be dogs rushing in, chasing, tackling, nipping. And all while they're playing, they're picking up social skills, how to prepare for unexpected situations. And not that I condone ganging up, but teamwork. Hang on. You could say, well, Brook, we already have snack and lunchtime for play. Shouldn't we then just play all day? That's a bit of a straw man. The solution isn't that simple. Growing up, I was taught that play was an earned privilege. However, even world leaders agree that play is not a privilege, it's a right. Suggesting that play and learning are separate is a false dichotomy, because play is learning. Kids aren't the only ones that play. Doctors train through practicals, pilots use simulators, and lawyers role-play through mock trials. How many adults do you know that cook, garden, play a sport, or tinker in a makerspace? This shows that play isn't something we just grow out of. It, in fact, grows with us. All right, who is already on board with play-based learning? If you're not yet convinced, buckle up, because I'm about to add something that supercharges it all. I'm talking increased focus, memory, problem solving, better self-esteem, and strength. This element changes it all. Mother Nature. When you take play outside, the benefits don't just add up, they multiply. Without nature, we're missing out on vital opportunities for better social skills, health, communication, and even improved longevity. This is the part where we pivot from a playground to a play space. A play space isn't just a fancier term for a playground. It's a complete rethink, an overhaul. The word playground often implies a closed-off, mass-manufactured, static, and boxed-in environment, while the only limits of a play space are the child's imagination. Play spaces are tailored to the local environment and work with nature instead of against it. They integrate physical activity with social interaction and cognitive development. And when you add children into the mix, you make the conscious decision to take things to the next level. To remember all of this, I came up with a fancy acronym. P stands for proactive. How can we proactively anticipate the needs of our project before even starting? What are we really solving for? Is it restlessness in a classroom? Not enough movement? Or even a new creative outlet? For a class that might need more physical activity, instead of just giving them an empty tarmac and a ball to play with, create an obstacle course or a balance beam as they walk from class to class. L is for loose parts. It's where imagination runs wild. Endless games and endless scenarios are created when we add loose parts. In many ways, a play space is never complete, and that's brilliant. Elements can change, move, or be reused, so a space never goes stale. A sandpit could turn into a construction site, a bakery, or even the final destination of a student's intergalactic expedition. A stands for adaptive. How can we work with a given environment instead of against it? Instead of flattening down hills or cutting down more trees, what if we use them? A slope could become a mudslide. A tree could become a frame for a hammock. Play isn't something we just import in. It's all around us, begging to be used. And finally, the letter Y, but also the why of this project. Youth-driven, putting children in the front driver's seat. Instead of letting them guide us through their ideas as a first thought, not as a last thought to guinea pig something that already exists. Now, that's play. And the brilliant thing about it is it can be applied to almost any other project. It serves as a scaffold to guide people to new ideas, new solutions, and inventions. And all in that, it makes full use of all the benefits of play-based learning. All right, Brook, that's enough imaginative play. What does play look like in real life? Well, let me show you some real-life examples. I was invited to Ibu Vicky's grade 1 class, as she and I had a common interest in play. Eager to test out my new and fancy acronym, I jumped in, asking them, what does your ideal playground look like? Before I could continue with more boring and ambiguous questions, Ibu Vicky jumped in and she passed out paper and colored pencils. Instead of wasting time umming and ahhing at ideas of slides and castles, she let them draw what they wanted, cutting out the middleman and letting them get straight into the creative process. Before long, sheets were filled with tree houses, slides, gardens, zipline highways, and even a tiki slushy bar. Through gentle questioning, we explored how we could transform ideas like tiki slushy bars into something a bit more achievable, like a loose parts tiki stand, serving mud milkshakes. Next, we headed outside, where they introduced me to the primary kindness tree. Excited, I jumped in to the design process, but what I came up with was this. Pretty lame, right? So I returned with some new friends, this time from grade 8. And like professionals, we sketched and doodled more tree houses, more crow's nests, and more zip lines, and turned it into a full 3D model. For a second testimony, I teamed up with Aline, a grade 5 and fellow P.L.A.Y believer. For her capstone, she conceived and created the idea of a kindness fairy house, where visitors can pluck notes reminding them to show kindness, or simply, in her words, make people feel happy. Aline's adaptive reuse of an old beehive is pure loose parts magic. In one installment, she covered the full P.L.A.Y spectrum: proactive imagination, loose parts resourcefulness, adaptive reuse, and youth-driven creativity, replacing this old image with a new youth-driven look. Nothing rivals the wild, wonderful, and wacky imagination of children. They dream up things no adult could never plan or imagine. The grade 1 students, Aline, and all the other children I've had the opportunity to work with have been my greatest teachers. Now at 18, I stand at a strange intersection. Childhood, still close enough to remember what it felt like to truly play. But I'm also hearing a more grown-up calling. How can I share, beyond this talk, all that I've researched, tested, and studied? Now that the Kindness Playhouse is actually going to be constructed in the primary area, how can I share? How can I be of service to the world? How can I amplify this project beyond just the bamboo gates of Green School? Green School Bali offers a program called the Green Educators Course. It's an online and impersonal professional development for educators and people interested in education around the world. Today, I'd like to announce, in collaboration with the school, we're releasing a P.L.A.Y Masterclass. All the research, the real-life case studies, the step-by-step design approaches are all included in the masterclass. It's practical, it's visual, and it's totally free, available soon on the Green Educators Learning Platform. And to make it even easier to bring to life, I've created the Playbook, a downloadable package that includes all the steps to run your own authentically student-led design process. It's got the tools, the tips, the questions, the techniques, all in one package, at your fingertips. Exactly 1 month ago, I was able to put a seal on one of my biggest projects that I've been involved with at Green School, the Living Bridge. What started as a playful idea to redesign some Zoom booths quickly turned into a whole new, beautiful building and intergenerational learning space. This is where I discovered the power digital design tools can have on learning. What started as a neglected hobby quickly turned into a new creative outlet. Leading the design of the Living Bridge guided me through how we can take things from our imagination to implementation. Inspired by this, I decided to take all I had learned from this huge project and apply it to my brand new P.L.A.Y app. Have you ever played with Legos before? sketched your own dream house? Imagine if you could design something digitally and then bring it to real life. With making use of tools like LiDAR scanning and Gaussian splatting to map your real-life environments. And then, with the P.L.A.Y app, being able to get real-time feedback, all that follows the P.L.A.Y framework. You can even share your designs to inspire others around the world. Curious what this looks like? Well, take out your phone, and in a moment, you should receive a file on the Canggu, Ubud, or Sibang community group chat. It should look like this. You'll be able to use AR to take a student model and bring it into real life before building anything, allowing you to map your environment, test it out before anything gets built. Take your phone out. If you're having trouble with it, point it at the ground and it should come into place just like the video. At the moment, it only works with iPhones, but we're working on distributing it to more platforms. All right, enough is enough. Put your phones away. P.L.A.Y isn't the engine. Sorry. P.L.A.Y isn't the extra. It's the engine. It's not when we squeeze it in. It's where learning explodes. If we want more creative communities, more connection in our classrooms, and more courage in our world, we don't need more boundaries, more restrictions, or rigid playgrounds. We need a little more mud, a few more loose parts, and a lot more listening to the students who have a PhD in P.L.A.Y. P.L.A.Y is not dead. It's just waiting for us to get out of the way and let it shine. Thank you. Thank you. If P.L.A.Y is the engine to learning, then Ibu Kate was the engine to my Greenstone. She helped me shape my messy ideas and reminded me to dream bigger. Thank you, Ibu Jess, for reminding me too that it shouldn't just be my project that's playful, also my speech. Now, a lot of you may be wondering, who is Brian Davis? Well, to me, Brian Davis, it isn't the question of who is Brian Davis, it's when is he available to talk to me about my speech. Thank you to Ibu Vicky and the grade 3 Green Studies teachers and all the other classes I managed to work with for giving me your time and letting me join in your classes. Thank you, Aline. Your ideas lit me and this project up. Thank you to my family for sticking with me. Though things got sometimes a little bit chaotic and secretive, you stood there with me. Thank you to every teacher and staff member that makes this wild place happen. And of course, thank you to Jonathan, who is joining us virtually. He was the compass to my project and beyond. And finally, thank you to all of you for being here. Happy International Day of P.L.A.Y, and play on.